As you're looking at owning your own business, you usually start by being really psyched up because you see yourself having the opportunity of making money for yourself as opposed to making it for somebody else. Right. You also get into comparing people that you see. You see other people having successful business and you say, I can do that. Now, what my experience has been, Joe, is as people go through the process after that initial excitement, right, sometimes they hit like a wall. There's a certain fear or something settles in there. Tell me about that.
The more real it becomes, the more afraid the candidate becomes, or the person looking to start a business. You see that a lot with first-time business people. The best way I heard it described was the first time someone rides a roller coaster. On the way to the park, you make the decision, this is what I'm going to do. You feel good about it. You're excited. You're thrilled. Then you get to the park, still looks like a good idea. Then you're waiting in line. Right before you're getting strapped in, all of a sudden you start having a what was I thinking about kind of experience. And then you start clacking up the hill and you just focus on survival. And if you could get off the ride, which you can't, chances are you would. But at the end of the ride, when you look back on the experience, all the fear goes away. It turns into enthusiasm, and you're glad you got on. Paul, bring that analogy back into what happens when people look at a franchise.
Yeah, well, first of all, the fear, as you said, is normal. And you prefaced it by saying the first time, right?
Right,
because the first time we do anything, we're stepping out of our comfort zone,
you don't hear that same concern with people who've already owned businesses before,
correct,
right? They're serial entrepreneurs at that point.
Yeah,
right?
So welcome to the human race. It's a normal thing that you're going to go through. Now, how do you respond to it is get very data-based.
Right.
So go back to what the franchisees have said to you. If you haven't talked to them yet, do so. Find out what the track record of the franchisor is to make sure that it's a solid business. And the other component of that is make sure you take into consideration your own track record. Just ask yourself, over the years that you have been working, have you had a track record of success? Do you typically accomplish what you set out to accomplish? Right. And getting back into that rational state tends to soften all of the logical fears that you might have.
Right. Not that you won't have the fear, but that's how you move through it.
Right.
I want to make a suggestion to the person watching this video. Get in contact with the franchisor representative and have them put you in contact with the franchisees. Now, the franchisees, they all have the same set of concerns that you have right now. They just found a way to manage it effectively. So a great conversation to have would be asking them 3 questions. Number 1, what were you concerned about before you bought into the franchise? Second, what have you learned since? And then third, knowing what you know now, would you make the same decision again? In other words, are you glad you rode the coaster?